All right, I've got 11 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And the first thing on our agenda is to adopt our agenda for the meeting today.
Make a motion to adopt with one amendment, switching number 10 and 11 in order. Move executive session above new business.
Do we have a second based on that change?
Yeah, I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. We'll move on to the approval of minutes. Todd? We'll do the regular meeting minutes now.
Okay. The regular meeting of the Development Authority of Pickens County was called to order in the meeting room of Pickens County Government Administration Building at 11 a.m. on February 7th, 2025, with Chairman Shaw presiding. The following board members were present: Chairman Shaw, Secretary Treasurer Payne, Vice Chair John Luke Weaver, Dan Poole, and Kurt Raphael. Also attending Commissioner Chris Stansel, Attorney Melissa Tracy, City Manager Brandon Douglas, and Amberly Godfrey. Thereafter, the following actions were taken. The authority approved the agenda. The authority approved the minutes of the regular meeting held January 3rd, 2025. Secretary Treasurer Payne gave the financial report. Amberly Godfrey gave an update on the community activities. Commissioner Chris Stansel reported on county activities and gave an update on the airport authority. City Manager Brandon Douglas gave an update on the city activities. Following the regular meeting, motion was made by John Luke Weaver and seconded by Dan Poole at 11:25 to go into executive session to consult and meet with legal counsel pertaining to pending or potential litigation, settlement, claims, administrative proceedings, or other judicial actions brought or to be brought by or against the county or an officer of the employee, or in which the officer or employee may be directly involved. Motion carried 5-0. Motion made by Dan Poole and seconded by John Luke Weaver to come out of executive session at 11:52. Motion carried 5-0. With no further business, the meeting adjourned. The next regular scheduled meeting is March 7th, 2025 at 11 a.m.
Okay, you've heard the minutes. Do we have any changes, deletions?
Ms. Melissa, do you have a suggestion on whether I need to show a teleconference?
I would suggest that we do
That's the only
make
amendment.
sure that the mayor is shown as
You do.
talking about that or
Yep.
hearing
That was
about
a weird experience, the delay.
Oh, that's right. Always a delay. And we would have used this that day, but I think something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
So,
With that amendment, motion to approve.
Second.
all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. We'll take care of executive. In executive session, public input. I did hear from Amberly. She could not be with us today. Hopes to be back next meeting. We'll move on to our treasurer's report and general report of accounts.
All right. Community Bank, Pickens County, the ending balance for the month was $385,863.97. There is a zero balance in our United Community Bank. It's been zero for several months, and I'd like to get approval to go ahead and close that account. That's where the bond was held. Since the bond's no longer there, I'd like to go ahead and close that account out, so we just have one account now going forward.
Can we have a motion to do that, please? We have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I have. Any questions?
Much simpler. I do have the January invoice from Jarrard Davis for $2,550. If anybody would like to review that invoice, it's there. We'll move on to committee and authority member reports. I'm not aware of anything there. Board of Commissioner comments, Chris?
So I know one story that had hit the paper that we were trying to work back and forth with was on the SPLOST and the continued collection of the SPLOST. We had a group that's been working with leadership at the Department of Revenue, and they have accepted an orthodox IGA that was received, and so they are going to allow the continuation of that SPLOST throughout the remaining. It was just a matter of them trying to update their records. So we did get that information midweek this week that they are going to allow that to continue. And that's trucking along. That's really the big update I had for today.
So we've got the airport authority.
We're waiting to hear from Representative Jasper's now. I know crossover day was yesterday. I didn't see where it pops up on the website, but that's kind of normal in local legislation that you don't see it right away. So I did send him a text this morning, which I'm sure he's in committee meetings, and I was hoping to have an answer back before I came in to say if it's crossed and it's going. But I have no reason to believe it's not moving forward. I've been working closely with Ed, with the authority for the last couple of weeks. We've been meeting and going back and forth and trying to get everybody kind of all on the same page. I know the city had their meeting the other day on IGAs for construction of county-owned properties and city-owned properties, which will kind of help simplify some of the processes moving forward. And then we'll have a couple items on our agenda at our next meeting to help clean up, making sure that the sewer can run to the new terminal when we get through there. So we're trucking along on the airport side. We're just kind of waiting to see where we stand on what's going on at the Capitol.
Alright. We'll move on to the mayor.
So as Chairman mentioned, City Council voted to approve an IGA on public-owned properties. The reason that's important is the city standards and the county standards are different for development and building. This allows the city and county to continue the partnership on a more cohesive level. If the county owns property, they build to their standard. The city owns property, build to our standard. A copy's been provided to the chairman. That'll be coming up soon. And then as mentioned, the sewer and the lift station will all be discussed to move forward. It's good stuff.
That's great. I saw you were advertising for a community engagement
We are.
person.
So council approved a community engagement manager, part of the economic development strategy for the city, also part of our Main Street USA program. And so that'll help with our downtown development authority, as well as our staff at City Hall and development wise throughout the city. Good stuff.
Great.
Yeah. I'll keep it short and simple.
Sounds good. All right, any old business I'm not aware of? Of course, the new business we're gonna discuss in executive session.
We'll anticipate having.
A motion we come back into
Yes,
regular.
correct.
So at this point, I guess we need a motion to go in executive session.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. And Chris, could you please stay? First, order of business, that we need to rule on two different topics today. The first one being the North Georgia Financial Holdings.
Yes, ma'am. Board, I make a motion that the Development Authority of Pickens County dismiss with prejudice certain dispossessor action against buyer in Superior Court of Pickens County, which action is styled as the Development Authority of Pickens County versus North Georgia Financial Holdings LLC, civil action file number 2024 SUCV 0600.
And we no longer have any interest in that building, and the bond has been paid off. So,
We need a second.
Made the motion, I need a
on
second.
that motion.
yes, we do. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Our next item of business is the quit claim to the city of Jasper.
I'd like to make the motion to authorize the chairperson and the secretary to prepare and execute any and all documents associated with the required deeds and easements for the sewer lift station, including all sewer infrastructure located at 925 Upper Salem Church Road and all sanitary gravity sewer lines and related infrastructure crossing tax map parcel 041081001 to be conveyed to the city of Jasper in accordance with plats prepared by a Georgia registered land surveyor and approved and contingent upon review by the authority's legal counsel.
I will second that.
Mr. Mayor, did you want to?
Yes,
Recuse.
if you can have the record show that I've recused from this vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, with no further business, I would like to get a motion to dismiss.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.